Fit like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to another Transport Fever at the races. It is the final race of the diesels forever, and their new challenge is this, the big boy. So we have all our standard trains are now triple headered, and we have a double headered big boy with 60 wagons on the back. Now 60 wagons is right on the limit where the big boy goes from mediocre to poor, and all of these have 60 wagons. Some of them still maintain their mediocre rating, and some of them just fall under about one or two wagons over the mediocre into poor rating. So our greatest hauler is these three. These have 15,000 horsepower, so I would expect them to do well. Now, problem, these wagons have a top speed of 99 miles per hour. I don't know if the trains will get up to that speed, but this is going to be a contest of strength, not speed. So whoever takes the lead and manages to stay there should do okay. Now, I don't think they'll reach their top speeds, but we'll have to wait and see. So again, just like the Alco, if they beat the big boy, they will earn 10 extra points. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, this is going to be a slow start, I would imagine, and quite a long race, I would imagine. So, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. And listen for the horns. I don't think there was any horns. I think they were glitched out there. Or maybe I missed it. There's a hell of a lot of smoke though. Right, they are underway. Slowest start ever. Let's jump on board with the Russian train who won the last race. Just no more. Our American train is doing quite good. Our big boy's fallen by the wayside. There it is. The big boy. Now the other trains are sort of tearing away. I did expect the Chinese train to do well here. Let's move it up a touch. I think the American train is actually in second. Now our big boy is obviously very old compared to everything else, but it has the power. It's also probably the heaviest. Probably the two of them are heavier than all these that are three. So, ooh, it's dying. It's dying terribly. It's getting there though. It might do okay. I think it just needs to get up to speed. Once it's up to speed, it should be fine. But our Chinese train is doing quite well. 75 miles per hour. Not mega fast, but ooh, the British train is doing okay. Is it beating the German train? No, it's not. Let's move it back. Whoa, creepy. Phasing through the train there. There's the big boy in the middle. Speed is now 72. So the big boy's rating is still mediocre. And let's actually have a look here at the details. Now the British train has a power rating of poor. So, but it's still doing well. How about our French train? It also has a rating of poor. I think the rest all have a rating of mediocre. Just managed to fit everything in here. Where's our big boy? Right, it's now faster than everything else, or it was. It was at 79. I had to slow down for the corner. Now the big boy's top speed is 81, so if the rest of them can best 81, they will start to pull away. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Get up there. It's at 73, so it's currently going faster than the German train. Same speed as the French train. It's going faster than the Russian train. Not as fast as the Chinese and the American train, though. It's still at 73. I think until their consist passes the slow section. Yep. So they'll all start to increase speed once they're clear. Now the big boy is clear. They're hell of a long trains. Over 1,000 meters. Right, everything is starting to pull away, so everyone will get 10 points for beating the big boy. Well done. Right, is anyone out the other side yet? Our Chinese train is. Everyone else is still in the tunnel. Now it's at a top speed of 90. Which is pretty awesome. That's pretty amazing, actually. On a 1,000 meter long train. 94. Now it will top out at 99. Now this may spell trouble for our British train, as it also has a lower speed than some of the rest. Although it's staying up there. It's beating the German train now. There we go, over the hill. I can't actually... The big boy is just entering the tunnel now. Our Chinese train is just exiting. Now, how far in front of you? 94 was what you reached. The USA train managed to get up to 96. And it is tearing... Ah, well, I suppose they have to slow down here. Didn't notice that. The Russian train's doing quite well. It seems to be okay at haulage. Now, this is a passenger loco for passenger trains. Freight ain't really its thing. Germany are up to 96, 97. They did not slow down at all for that corner. Huh. Let's do a slight bit of investigation. Give me track speeds. Ah, these three seem to manage to keep going and these three slow down. Okay, that's weird. And the big boy is actually last. I should move that back to last. Our German train is now ahead of the British train. I did not know that. That must be something I missed, because I did go over almost every inch of track, checking to make sure that everything was good. Right, let's close that again. The big boy is currently at 81. That's its top speed. So it is down and out. Really. I think if it had a third, it still would have struggled. It would have got up to speed a lot faster than the rest, but it would have died a horrible death in the end. Our USA train is catching the Chinese train. It is currently second because the Russian train. But these two had to slow down, and so did the British train and the big boy in that last corner. Our British train is back up though. How have you managed this? Who cares? It's up there. It's up in 4th position. Our French train is also beating our German train, which seems to be struggling around the 80 miles per hour mark. Big boy though, if only it had a higher top speed, it would definitely have made a difference. I did not expect these trains to get up to this speed. Our Russian train again is off. It seems to be pretty decent. It is the newest train of the lot. 2015. Right, our USA train is 90. It's just matching the speed of the Chinese train. Let's jump on. Oh, collision imminent. Oh, so lucky. Spencer Garcia, the luckiest man alive. Now they, whoa, French train has passed the British train. Now these two, the British train and the French train, have a power rating of poor. So does the German train. I thought it still had a mediocre power rating. Ah, the poor big boy. Ah well, that was a fun idea. I did not think it would do as bad as it currently is. Although that top speed at 81 was obviously going to hinder it. But again, I didn't think these trains would hit their top speeds. Now they all are all at 100. Apart from the British train, who has a top speed of 95. Now the British train needs to hope that everyone slows down here, or it's a goner. Right, they slowed down to 90. That is enough. But the French train is doing well. Up in 4th. I would say the French train might do better. Possibly a 3rd. If it beats the USA train. Which it looks to be catching with ease. 89, 88. It's also catching the Chinese train, which I had pegged to actually win. How far back is our big boy? It's not that far. And it should be able to take this next corner at top speed. An amazing train, this, the big boy. Just a beast. Right, Germany. You are passing Great Britain there at 91 miles per hour. So let's move our German train up. Oh, weird wiggly. Look at that. That's kind of dumb. Right, how's the French train coming along? It's getting there. Now the USA and China are sort of battling it out for first place, so they need all the points they can possibly get. Let's have a look at our Russian train. Is it 78? It is going quite slow there. The Chinese train is starting to catch it. 4 miles per hour faster. He's reeling them in slowly. The DF11 is coming up the inside. French train's at 81, USA 81, 83 for the British train. It's now past the German train. So he moves up back into 5th. It's also going faster than the French train is currently. And it's starting to close on the French train. Now our Chinese train is at 97, so it's starting to pull away from the British train there. The Russian train in 2nd in 93. Is this a long straight? Ah, it is. This is, yep, up past Dortmund. This is one of the longer straights. Chinese train back up in front. They're at top speed. Uh-oh. It's done this weird thing again. How does this actually happen? Let's close it. Bring you back up. There we go. Right, Chinese train is in 1st. USA train is still going at top speed. 100 miles per hour looks to be top speed. Germany's at 96, so they'll start to gain on the British train again. It's now at 97, 98. The French train was at 98, so it managed to pull away slightly. They are taking this next corner at top speed. Although the Chinese train dropped down to 93, so I would expect some of these to slow down also. Not the Russian train, however. He's just going full speed round there. Now there is an uphill here. Round here past Dortmund. They go up and then they come down here past Kassel. So Great Britain train still ahead of the German. Where is the big boy in relation to everyone? It's very, very far behind. That would have been a cool sight to see from the roadside. I'll remember that for the next junction, which is here. Okay, that'll be a nice little shot. Ooh, the Russian train is back in the lead. This Russian train is doing surprisingly well. Are the USA still managing to fend off the French? They are. The German train is in front of the British train now. They are going downhill as well, or they will be once the end of their consist reaches that hill. German train up to 96. Down the hill they go. British train maxed out at 95. It's unfortunate for them. USA train at 95. The French train is at 97. Here it comes, back on the offensive. Germany's also at 97. USA train still at 95. Weird. It's like it's struggling to get that last sort of 5 miles per hour. Oh, they're all sort of peaked at a certain speed. Where is the big boy? You're about to be heading downhill shortly. All still at 97. USA train managed to get up to 96 though. Just in time because the French train is right there. Our British train fallen by the wayside. Russian train still in first. This looks like it could be the same outcome as it was for the first race. Maybe. Unless France can do something amazing here. Down to 87. USA train is holding 89 through there. German train down to 86. The Chinese train is slowing down. They're slowing down for this corner here. Okay. Where are we? So up towards Leipzig. Past Leipzig. Long straight to Berlin. Will the French train be able to get a top 3 finish? Now it was roughly on par with the Russian train, so the extra points may help it. Looks like it is. 61. USA train down at 58 and 57. For the Chinese train is going even slower. It's passed. The French train has passed the American train. The German train may pass it also. French train's back on the power, so is the Chinese train. They're both climbing at the same speed, 67, 68. This could be interesting. Let's move our French train up. Now they still need to come round past Leipzig. Right, everyone's pulling away from you, buddy. You need to get some speed up. You are just starting to catch everyone as well. Right, let's jump on board with it first. Right, they're coming round past Leipzig, and then they'll be able to go full speed. So I do believe the British train may be down and out. The German train might pass the USA train. Germany at 76. USA train at 76. There's the big boy in the background. There's our British train coming round now. French train is desperately trying to catch the Chinese train. He needs to sort of get in front of them before this straight. Our Russian train is off skeet. Where's the big boy? Miles behind. I was going to sit at this junction and watch it, but we've still got time. The other trains will probably be finished by the time he reaches there, but our Russian train is way, way out ahead. Oh, look at this. French train in second. What? German train is now in fourth and is doing 77 miles per hour. Where's our Chinese train? Are you... Ooh, the German train is right on him. Although China up to 79. Yes, the German train is slightly faster. Is the big boy... hold on. Here's our big boy at the junction. Let's jump on board with Samantha Green. Oops. Oh well, let's not jump on board with... Bye, Samantha. You ruined it. France was second. Russia was there, USA was there, and Britain was there. Now once he crosses the bridge here, we'll have a winner. So boom, first place for the Russian train. Now we need to see who finished in autosave. Hello there, buddy. How's it going? Who finished second? Oh, the French train is just beaten out by the Chinese train. Just and no more. 97, 93. Wow. German train in 4th, USA 5th. Let's stop. There's our British train crossing the line now. Look at all these wagons. It's ridiculous. Right, Chinese train coming to a halt. Now. Let's stop all of these. They are all trying to escape. And last but not least, our big boy, who is actually not that far behind. He'll be finished soon. We've still got a 3 times speed. This is what it should have looked like. The big boy tearing off into the sunset. There it goes, across the line. Beautiful. So not as much of a challenge as I actually thought it was going to be. Bop. Pause. There we go. So we have our winner. The Russian train again. It seems to be pretty decent at, well, I'd say extreme haulage. It wasn't so good throughout the championship, just hauling the 4 or 5 Westrail Westfleet consist that we were running with throughout the championship. But hey, first in both the haulage races. Very good. Everyone bet the big boy. Bit of an anticlimax, that. I thought it was going to do a lot better. Alas, I did not think these trains would ever hit the top speed of 100, but they did. So that was it was pretty amazing. But there you have it, our winner, the Russian train. China in second, just beating the French there in third. Germany in fourth, USA in fifth, and our British train fought valiantly at the start, but another last place for the class 47 there. So we shall head to the championship tables and we'll see who actually won the outright train championship. So at the end of race 2, all trains beating the big boy there. A slight disappointment from the big boy. I thought it would do better. I guess that sort of low top speed sort of killed it in the end. But yes, Russia getting another win there and getting 16 points. China finishing second, just ahead of the French train. I feel sorry for the French train. It fought valiantly, but third place is still pretty good. Fourth place for our German train, that was pretty good as well. And the USA falling way back there to fifth place, but still beating our British train in last there. So there's the race table. We'll head to the championship table now and see who our overall winner of the Diesel Championship actually was. Yes, here we go. It was our Chinese train by a fair margin as well, by about 20 odd points. So well done to the Chinese. USA finishing second. The Russians were creeping up there with those 2 wins, but not enough, nowhere near enough to get near the USA. But it did get them away from Germany there in fourth by about 19 points. The Germans just beat the French by 6 points, so the French were close on their heels there. And our British train beating the big boy there to get some much needed points to bring them up to 40. But it's too late now as the championship is over. So China are winners. We'll go and look at the trains now before we end the Diesel Championship season. So here we have it. Our winner, the Chinese DF11. Pretty much dominated from the start. It did have some contention from the USA, but nope, from start to finish, dominated. It did well in both classes. It even did well at the end during the extreme haulage race. But yep, there are our champions of the world currently, our Chinese DF11. So well done to the Chinese train. In second place we have our, now I always forget what this is, our GEP42. So our GEP42 from the USA did very well also. It was pretty much second throughout the whole. It gave the Chinese some trouble. But yep, second place, well done to the USA there. A decent train all round. And on to our third place train, our TEP 150, the newest train from Russia, 2015. It did okay. It was just ahead of the sort of French and German trains up until the end. And it did extremely well in the extreme haulage, winning both races with the carriage consist and the wagon consist. So a surprise there at the end, and I'm actually glad it won in the end. It was a nice little turn of events there for our Russian train. So it got third place. Now on to our other trains, our German train here, the V, or the, whatever that is, 232. Not going to even try and pronounce that. Yep, the Germans did pretty okay, pretty steady throughout, middle of the pack throughout the championship. This, an old train as well, so it did good to keep up with some of the newer stuff. Now on to our fifth place train, the French train. Now the French train has pretty much this train in different variants throughout time. So there is an extremely old one. This is the new livery, the new version. It's slightly lighter than the others, but it did well as well. It did extremely well in the haulage race at the end. That was a surprise. So well done to the French. And last but not least, our class 47. It did good. At least it finished. I think it finished almost last in almost every race. I think there were one or two where it finished maybe fourth or fifth. But yep, there it is. Our class 47. Pretty much a legend train. They still run in Britain today. They are extremely old as well. So a great train in the real life and in the game. So well done to it. It was let down by its slow speed of 95 miles per hour. But again, I'm glad I actually chose it for the championship. So that is it. Say goodbye to our diesel trains. That is the end of the diesel races. The diesel championship is now over. It'll be on to the turn of the electrics. So that's been it from me. As always, if you did watch this and you'd like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there's more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever at the Races from Germany, and I will catch you later.